India versus Pakistan. Who is more powerful? Introduction. India and Pakistan, two neighboring South Asian nations, share a long and complex history marked by conflict, rivalry, and vastly different trajectories. Since the partition in 1947, the question of power, military, economic, and global, has loomed large in their relationship. This comprehensive analysis will evaluate and compare India and Pakistan in terms of historical background, military strength, and military strength, economic power, political stability and governance, technological advancement, global diplomacy and strategic alliances, demographic and social factors, education and human capital, cultural influence, internal challenges, regional and global influence. Final verdict. 1. Historical background. India and Pakistan were once part of British India until the partition of 1947. India inherited the larger share of resources and institutions. Pakistan, formed as a homeland for Muslims, faced early instability, including the loss of its founding leader, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, shortly after independence. While both countries began on similar ground, their development paths quickly diverged. India adopted a democratic system and remained largely secular, while Pakistan oscillated between civilian and military rule, and Islam became central to its national identity. 2. Military strength. Manpower and size. India has the second largest military in the world, with over 1.4 million active personnel. Pakistan has around 640,000 active personnel, though it maintains a high readiness ratio and militarized culture. 2.2 Nuclear capabilities. Both are nuclear powers. India first tested a nuclear weapon in 1974, and Pakistan followed in 1998. India's nuclear doctrine is no first use, while Pakistan has not adopted such a policy, giving it a tactical edge in brinkmanship. 2.3 Defense budget. India's defense budget in 2024 was approximately $75 billion, ranking third globally. Pakistan's defense budget stands at around $11 billion, a fraction of India's. 2.4 Air Force, Navy, and Army capabilities. Indian Air Force, IAF, operates more than 2,100 aircraft, including modern Rafale jets and Su-30 MKIs. Pakistan Air Force, PAF, has about 900 aircraft, including JF-17 Thunder fighters co-developed with China. India has one of the largest navies in the Indian Ocean, with aircraft carriers and nuclear submarines. Pakistan's navy is relatively small but agile. 2.5 Strategic depth and global partnerships. India enjoys strategic defense ties with the US, France, Russia, and Israel. Pakistan relies heavily on China, with deep military cooperation and support. Conclusion. In pure military terms, India is significantly more powerful, with larger forces, more advanced systems, and greater strategic autonomy. 3. Economic power. 3.1 GDP and economic size. India's economy is the fifth largest in the world, with a GDP exceeding $3.7 trillion. Pakistan's economy is around $370 billion, about one-tenth the size of India's. 3.2 Growth rate. India is among the fastest-growing major economies, often clocking 6 to 7% annual growth. Pakistan faces economic instability, high inflation, and dependency on IMF loans, with growth often under 3%. 3.3 Industrial and technological development. India is a global tech hub, home to major IT companies, startups, and a growing manufacturing base under Make in India. Pakistan lags behind, though sectors like textiles and agriculture are significant domestically. 3.4 Foreign direct investment, FDI. India attracts over $70 billion in FDI annually. Pakistan receives about $2 to $3 billion, mostly from China. Conclusion: economically, India is vastly more powerful, with a diversified economy, strong investment flows, and global reach. 4. Political stability and governance. India, world's largest democracy. Regular elections, free press with some concerns, and relatively stable governance. Federal structure allows for decentralization. Pakistan. Frequent military coups in history. Democracy is often fragile. Civil-military relations are tense. Military has a dominant role in governance. Issues of media control and judicial independence. Conclusion: politically, India is more stable, with stronger democratic institutions. 5. Technological advancement. India, global leader in software development, space technology, ISRO, and AI research. Launched Chandrayaan-3 in 2023, first successful landing near the moon's south pole. Home to unicorn startups and vibrant innovation ecosystems. Pakistan, progress in missile and drone technology, largely supported by China. Some growth in IT sector, but lacking in scale and infrastructure compared to India. Conclusion: India holds a clear edge in technological power. 6. Global diplomacy and strategic alliances. India, member of BRICS, G20, and a key partner in Quad. India, US, Japan, Australia. Strong relations with US, Europe, Russia, and the Middle East. Pursues strategic autonomy. Pakistan. Strong ties with China and traditional support from Gulf countries. Relations with the US have declined in recent years. International image impacted by concerns of terrorism and internal instability. Conclusion: on the global stage, India commands more respect and influence. 7. Demographic and social factors. India, population of 1.4 billion, the world's largest. Youthful population, major demographic dividend. High internal diversity, but often marred by religious and caste tensions. Pakistan, population of over 240 million. Also young, but facing higher poverty and illiteracy rates. Conclusion: both nations face demographic challenges, but India's scale and economic opportunities give it an advantage. Education and human capital. India, home to top institutions like IITs, IIMs, AIMS. Major contributor to global tech and medical workforce. Challenges in rural education quality remain. Pakistan. Some reputable universities, but general quality of education is lower. Female literacy and enrollment still face major hurdles. Conclusion: India has better educational infrastructure and global talent export. 9. Cultural influence. India. Bollywood has global reach. Indian cuisine, yoga, and festivals are internationally celebrated. Indian diaspora is large and influential. Pakistan, strong cultural identity, especially in music and poetry. Less global visibility, but soft power in Muslim-majority regions. Conclusion: India has stronger global cultural influence. 10. Internal challenges. India. Religious tensions, income inequality, and regional insurgencies. Kashmir remains a contentious issue. Pakistan. Terrorism, religious extremism, economic crises, and Baluchistan separatism. Greater reliance on the military to control unrest. Conclusion: both have challenges, but Pakistan's are deeper and more structural. 11. Regional and global influence. India. Regional hegemon in South Asia. Active role in the Indo-Pacific, Africa, and Latin America. Peacekeeping contributor at the UN. Pakistan. Limited to influence in Afghanistan and alliance with China. Often viewed through the lens of India conflict or counter-terror concerns. Conclusion: India has far more global influence and strategic leverage. 12. Intelligence capabilities and counterterrorism. India, the Research and Analysis Wing, RAW, handles foreign intelligence, while IB, Intelligence Bureau, deals with domestic issues. India has steadily improved its intelligence networks in South Asia and has growing cyber intelligence capabilities. Cooperation with Mossad, Israel, CIA USA, and MI6 UK enhances its global reach. Key successes include intelligence sharing during global anti-terror operations and monitoring cross-border terrorism threats. Pakistan. The Inter-Services Intelligence, ISI, is considered one of the most powerful intelligence agencies in the Muslim world. ISI has influence in Afghanistan and has long been accused of fostering proxy groups for strategic depth, especially in Kashmir and against India. While highly effective, the ISI's involvement with non-state actors has damaged Pakistan's global reputation. Conclusion: both countries have competent intelligence agencies, but India's global partnerships and broader scope give it an edge in modern counterterrorism. 13. Defense manufacturing and self-reliance. India, promoting Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India in defense production. Large state-owned manufacturers like HAL, DRDO, and Bharat Dynamics support indigenous weapon development. Significant projects include Tejas fighter jet, Arahant-class submarines, and Agni missile series. India is the largest arms importer, but the dependency is declining with increased local production. Pakistan, heavy dependence on China for defense manufacturing and procurement, co-produces JF-17 fighter jets and other small arms, but lacks an ecosystem for large-scale indigenous innovation. Relies on imports from China, Turkey, and previously the US. Conclusion: India is moving faster toward defense self-sufficiency, making it more powerful in long-term strategic terms. 14. Space and Satellite Power. India, ISRO, one of the top 5 space agencies in the world, launched over 300 satellites, including for foreign nations. Developed anti-satellite weapons, ASAT, and navigation systems, NAVIC. Moon missions, Chandrayaan, Mars orbiter, Mangalyaan, and upcoming Venus and manned missions, Gaganyaan, are milestones. Pakistan, Suparko, much smaller, mainly focused on communication satellites. Partnered with China to launch satellites. Limited capability in research and space defense applications. Conclusion: India is far ahead in space power, which boosts its defense, telecom, weather, and surveillance capacities. 15. Cybersecurity and digital power. India. Rapid digital growth with initiatives like Digital India. Strong base of cybersecurity startups and professionals. Major target of cyber attacks, especially from Chinese and Pakistani groups, but also has offensive capabilities. Building offensive cyber units and national cybersecurity policy. Pakistan. Cyber defense is improving, but still lacking infrastructure and expertise at India's level. Engaged in information warfare and online propaganda, particularly against India. Conclusion: India is more advanced in cyber capabilities, giving it an advantage in the digital domain of future wars. 16. Energy and natural resources. India, heavily import-dependent, but has diversified sources. Large investments in renewable energy. Ranks among the top 5 globally in solar and wind. Strategic oil reserves and growing nuclear energy capacity. Significant push toward hydrogen and electric mobility. Pakistan, energy sector plagued by shortages and mismanagement, reliant on Chinese projects under CPEC for electricity and infrastructure. Suffering from circular debt in power sector and frequent blackouts. Conclusion: India has better energy security and sustainability, crucial for powering a modern economy. 17. Soft power and diaspora influence India. Indian diaspora is over 35 million, one of the largest and most influential globally. Key roles in politics, technology, medicine in the US, UK, UAE, and more. Bollywood, cricket, cuisine, yoga, and festivals contribute to soft power. India hosts major international events, G20 Summit, World Yoga Day, etc. Pakistan, diaspora present in UK, Middle East, and North America, but less influential. Cultural exports are limited, though Pakistani dramas, music, and cricket still hold appeal in South Asia. Conclusion: India holds greater soft power, enhancing its global influence without military means. 18. Legal and institutional strength. India: strong institutions, judiciary, election commission, audit agencies. Though challenged at times, India maintains democratic checks and balances. Judicial activism, public interest litigations, PILs, and free press, to a large extent, help hold power ac. Pakistan, judiciary has faced accusations of politicization and military pressure. Frequent use of blasphemy laws, media censorship, and military courts reflect institutional weaknesses. Conclusion: India's institutional resilience reinforces its long-term power and governance. 19. Future projections, 2030 and beyond. India projected to become the third largest economy by 2030, set to surpass Germany and Japan in GDP terms. Increasing role in global governance, UN reforms, and climate diplomacy. Facing challenges: climate change, urban congestion, political polarization. Pakistan must stabilize economy, control extremism, and improve governance to realize potential. Reliant on CPEC for growth. Success depends on balancing China with domestic interests. Risk of isolation if ties with West continue to weaken. Conclusion: India's trajectory points to rising superpower status, while Pakistan's future is uncertain without major reforms. Final verdict: who is more powerful? After analyzing all key dimensions, military, economy, diplomacy, technology, and governance, it is evident that India is significantly more powerful than Pakistan in almost every sphere. That said, Pakistan remains a critical player in South Asia, with strategic nuclear capabilities and deep ties with China, which makes it a nation that cannot be ignored. But in terms of overall power, especially global stature and future potential, India leads the way. Conclusion: a balanced perspective. India and Pakistan are not equals in power, not economically, militarily, diplomatically, or technologically. India is a rising global power, while Pakistan remains a regional player with strategic importance. However, Pakistan's strengths, nuclear deterrence, geographic location, and China alliance ensure it remains relevant. The India-Pakistan dynamic will continue to shape South Asian security and politics, but the global balance clearly tilts toward India.